We finally have an opening date for the Velocicoaster, so put it in your calendars. And Chris will be happy as Sapphire Falls is set to reopen, and we take a look at the 2 new stores in City Walk. This is episode 450 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hello, everyone. This is Michelle, your host for today. And with me, I've got the lovely Tracy.
Hello, everyone.
And Mr. Lee.
Hello, everyone.
And we can't forget Christopher.
Oh, it's music to my ear. Sapphire Falls, yes.
So exciting.
Oh, yeah.
We knew you'd be happy about that one.
Yeah, can't wait to put it in my diary.
But what's more exciting, Sapphire Falls or Velocicoaster?
That's a tough one.
Not for me, 'cause I'm not going to get to do either of them, so it's fine.
Stay at Sapphire while you go on Velocicoaster.
Hey, why not? There you go. That's the way to do things.
I already have Alexa yelling at me about it, so but we'll get to that, I guess.
Yeah, we'll get there. Well, first, why don't we hear a little bit about the Velocicoaster?
Sounds like a good idea to me. So last week, the day after recording the podcast, of course,
Literally, they do it every time. To us.
Yeah, they do it every single time. I'm pretty sure somebody's sitting there giggling and just waiting for that perfect moment to hit that button to release some information. Universal finally gave us the opening date for Jurassic World Velocicoaster, and it will officially open on June the 10th. And yes,
Yeah.
not too long. So just hitting summer, I would say. The all-new thrill ride will take guests on a high-speed adventure through the Raptor paddock in an epic coaster experience. The original cast from the movies, Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard and B.D. Wong, reprise their roles as Owen Grady, Claire Dearing and Dr. Henry Wu in the thrilling new attraction, which sends guests on an extreme adventure through the Raptor paddock and beyond, with the film's Velociraptor pack, Blue, Charlie, Delta and Echo. Right. Velocicoaster will transport guests into a dynamic environment inspired by the Jurassic World films, surrounded by intricately detailed rockwork and lush landscaping, conveniently located near the elevated watchtower used to keep an eye on the dinosaurs.
Now, once inside, guests are greeted by Dr. Wu as they learn about the cutting-edge new coaster, which Jurassic World is touting as its newest carnivore expansion. Along the way, they'll hear some screams of fellow riders as they rapidly roar, with Blue, Delta, Charlie, and Echo. Love those names. Right on their heels, and even come face to face with a few hungry velociraptors who are anxiously awaiting release from their stables. As the adrenaline builds and guests approach the load platform, they will hear a few reassuring words from Claire Dearing and one final warning from Owen Grady.
Then, the ultimate high-speed chase begins. After boarding revolutionary ride vehicles that have been specially designed to intensify the thrills, guests take off on an epic coaster experience that sends them through the Raptor paddock into the air just inches above water and more. They'll encounter a series of intense maneuvers along the coaster's 4,700 feet of track, including near misses, a barrel roll right above the islands of Adventure Lagoon, high-speed launches, the fastest reaching 70 miles per hour in 2.4 seconds. Oh my God. And the signature top hat, which propels riders 155 feet in the air and then immediately into an 80-degree drop, Universal's steepest drop yet.
I can't wait.
And I'm just looking. Oh, yeah. It seems like it's quite possibly the longest coaster they've got as well. It's longer than the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking up Hagrid's at this point.
Oh, I would say the Hulk is longer than Hagrid's for sure.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
No, Hagrid's is way longer than both of them.
Really?
Seriously?
Hagrid's is
interesting.
5,053 feet.
It does not feel that long.
Is it longer than Escape from Gringotts? That's the real question here, guys.
Do we class Gringotts as a coaster? Because I'm not going to.
I would have been sure Hulk was the longest. It feels the longest.
It's like 3,700 or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I guess because of the speed, Hagrid's feels shorter, maybe.
Maybe.
So it says the fastest. Is that like universal fastest or like world fastest? Or
It's not the
what?
world's fastest. The world's fastest, I think, is Formula Rosa is it Brazil or somewhere? That's like 0 to 130 or something in something ridiculous of 1.8 seconds.
Oh God.
Oh no, it's in where's the place you can't have sex on the beach?
Wow. Abu Dhabi? Saudi
A lot of
Arabia.
places.
No,
Formula Rosa.
Formula Rosa
Abu Dhabi.
in Abu Dhabi, yeah. 0 to 149 miles per hour in 4.9
Be
seconds.
ignored.
Wait, what does it say? I see 149. Oh, see, that's the fastest. I'm trying to see like the fastest in seconds, right? Because we don't care how fast it goes overall. It's that G-force from the...
No, it's
from the actual-
149 miles an hour in 4.9 seconds.
Yeah,
Blow
it's pretty ridiculous. How many G's is that? It's insane.
No, but I can barely handle Rock and Roller Coaster, for God's sake.
That's kind of like you'll leave the platform and leave all your internal organs waiting for you
Yeah.
to shoot back into. Wow.
How does Rock and Roller
1.7
Coasters
G-force.
launch compare to Hagrid's? Do we know that?
Because I didn't find Hagrid's as intense as...
It's not intense.
No, what's ours over here at
Rita.
Flamingo Land?
Oh,
Hagrid's doesn't feel as bad because you're moving. You're not going from a standstill.
Yeah.
But like at
and that was the same
Rock
with the
and Roller
Hulk.
Coaster, you're literally just
See,
sitting there.
Rockin' is 57 miles per hour in
2.8
seconds.
seconds.
That's pretty intense.
I reckon
pretty
that
good.
one's faster. And I reckon
No, Rita's faster than that.
I can't think-
Rita was the fastest one in the country.
that kills me. Can't breathe until I'm halfway
I think
around.
Rita's the fastest one
No.
we've done. Like I can't imagine.
I've learned on Hulk that I have to hold my breath before the launch, and then I can breathe after it.
Why do you black out at the top?
I don't black out, but if I don't do that, then I can't catch my breath for a little bit, like Tracy just said.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but somehow it like takes my breath
No, it
away. But if I just
paralyzes your
hold my
lungs.
breath, then I'm
Paralyzes
good.
you.
Aw,
Yeah,
it's
it
the Hulk taking
paralyzes
your
your
breath
lungs.
away.
It does, especially at night. It's so beautiful.
No, I have the same issue where I got to like kind of tighten up a little bit just because I'll like that launch. I will like minimally black out a little bit. Like the sun actually dims, and then when it goes, it'll come back.
Really?
Yeah, it has. I looked up into
Right.
it one day, and there's actually like something that happens with the body there. I know I have a family member who deals with this actually has something, and they can actually black out just from certain tilts and certain like upside down
Right,
areas and
Chris.
stuff.
That
Wow.
term in the coaster community is known as greying out.
There you go.
The way to combat it is to make fists with your toes, apparently,
Really? I've only done that once, and that was
on Manta.
Manta.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Why
called-
does
It's like
making
some-
fists with your toes? What does that help?
I don't know.
You're keeping your blood pressure up.
It's
Okay.
yeah.
It's similar to like what like they teach fighter pilots to do when they're hitting certain G's.
yes. It's
You
something to
kind
do
of
with
tighten up.
the
Yeah,
two
and
furthest
hold
points in your head, in your body, isn't it? Your toes to your head. It's something to do with that. It keeps your body connected. I know it sounds stupid, but yeah.
No, it's real. It's definitely real.
Yeah.
I have a friend that blacked out at the first drop on Rip Ride Rocket.
Holy crap! Was it you?
And she wasn't even scared.
Was it you? That's why you've never been on it
wasn't me.
since.
No, she wasn't
I have
even
a
scared. She
friend.
loves that coaster, and they had a video, like the ride video and everything. When they went to get the pictures in the video, surprise, like, oh, the pictures the video didn't take on your ride. No, it was because she was blacked out for the first 8 seconds
I
of
would
it, and they
so
didn't
want
want
that video.
Yeah, they didn't want her to have that.
I would want that. That would be so awesome.
Yeah, she wanted it, but they were like, nope, it didn't take.
She doesn't want to go on Mako then. Can we please move back to what we were supposed to be talking about? And
We
that's not
derailed
every other
so
coaster
hard.
in the
But you know what? It
in
got
the
us out of
world.
the funk, so we're good. So I'm looking forward to Velocicoaster. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be there at this opening. I'm so bummed.
By the time we get out there, it's probably gonna be down for refurb.
Probably.
Oh no, it'll be down because they've realised they've had Hagrid level cock-ups with it, and it's like, oh, sorry, you guys.
I don't know. They've really tested the crap out of this
They
ride.
have.
Yeah.
Hagrid's, they really kind of rushed there at the end. This one, oh my, they've been testing it forever.
I'm intrigued that they've actually given us details of the queue, kind of.
I mean, they feel bad after just, holding out on us till the end. They're like, oh, there's no roller coaster here being built. It's just a churro stand.
Yeah.
Right? It does sound like there's going to be some animatronics in it.
The release
Don't you think?
pictures, there are definitely raptor statues in the queue. Animatronics, I don't know. It does kind of allude to them.
Mm.
But then
The way that read, I think it's. I mean,
I
you're going
hope
to come
so.
face to face with a
Same
few
ones as the other
hungry
ride.
velociraptors
Yes.
who are anxiously awaiting being released from their stables. Doesn't that sound like they're going to be moving somehow?
Yeah.
If they're anxiously trying to get out of their pens, even if
Yeah.
it's just wiggling a little? I don't know.
Because it says along the way, you'll hear the screams of fellow riders as they rapidly roar by with Blue, Delta, Charlie, and Echo right on their heels. I hope so.
Mm. Oh, me too.
It's something I want to discuss, not this week, maybe in 2 weeks' time, the new ride that's just opened at Universal Hollywood. And Universal are definitely leaning on animatronics more now than they have done in a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, which makes me happy.
See, the Velociraptors in there, just clone them, put them in this one.
Oh, yes. That actually wasn't where I was going, actually. The new Indominus Rex animatronic wasn't what I was talking about, actually. But
Oh,
that
really?
does look...
Oh,
no,
okay.
I was talking about a new attraction that's just opened over there that's very largely animatronic-based.
The
Secret Life of Pets.
Secret Life of Pets.
Yes. I think we should discuss it at some point because I think that will be a good addition to... But we've got enough to get to tonight.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to send me to Hollywood to try it out, I'm more than happy to.
I don't think Gabe
Just
is
so you
very
know.
happy. Sorry, Gabe. Michelle's stepping on your toes, I know.
I think that's such a lovely thing to offer, Michelle.
Right? I'm
You
so
know.
nice.
No,
Yeah.
the thing, she's only agreeing with you there because if you get sent to Hollywood, then there's no excuse for like, I want to go to Japan
I'm just.
or Beijing
I'm going to be
or
in that.
Singapore.
I forgot about Singapore. I'm going to be in that neck of the woods. Just saying. Bit rude not
Yeah.
to.
Very rude. I mean, my goodness.
You know.
So yes, anyway, going back to Chris's initial question of the fastest reaching 70, I think what it actually says is,
Yeah, that's where we started.
it actually says, Chris, if you read it properly, it features high-speed launches. The fastest, what it should say is the fastest of which reaches 70 miles an hour in 2.4 seconds.
Okay. So little word kung fu going on there.
Yes.
Okay, makes
They're
sense.
not saying it is the fastest anyway. They are saying the fastest of the multiple launches will be 70 miles an hour in 2.4 seconds. And that is pretty fast.
Still solid though.
Oh,
yeah.
that is amazingly fast. Like the Hulk's only, I think, is it 0 to 40 in something like 2.8. So that is nearly twice as fast in the same amount of time, in less time.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And that top hat. Oh, my God. I don't know if I'm excited or scared out of my mind for that,
I
but
can't
With
wait.
no over-the-shoulder restraints.
I cannot wait for it.
Just unfortunately, you're probably
It's
going to
gonna
have
be
to wait
awesome.
until next year.
I know. Looking that way.
Sadly, people, I think we've made a decision. I don't think we're coming over this year.
I don't think we made the
No.
decision. I think it's being made
It's
for
not
us.
being made for us, but I think with everything that's in
No, I
place
think
and
it's
the
a
more
sensible-
conversations I have, I think it's just going to be a headache.
Yeah.
And we can change it till
I know.
next year and it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, our trip to go this, it won't be the same time, it'll be coming slightly earlier, but for the exact same trip, about 7 weeks earlier is actually about $600 cheaper.
Oh, so we can upgrade the hotel.
No, because it's going to cost me 200 quid to change it.
oh,
So anyway,
well, either way, the Velocicoaster should be ready for you when you come next year.
oh, it does look
Yeah.
amazing. I know there's a lot of people concerned at how it was going to change the skyline looking across, but I don't think it impacts it that much actually,
Oh, I think it makes it so much better.
especially at night because it blends in.
Yeah.
Tracy, you've said it.
Yes, because the view is black track, it just falls into the background.
So apart from the top hat very specifically and a few other bits, it doesn't really stand out.
Honestly, I think it makes it look better, like Michelle said.
Yeah, I think it's gorgeous. To me, I see it very plainly, but I
was-
think it's beautiful.
Dead area of the park, anyways.
You know,
Well, yeah.
let's face it, you're in a theme park. You want to see coasters. You see
Yeah.
a coaster, it's going to get you excited. So
Well, going back to what Chris said last week, why would you want to go to Universal Studios Florida when you've got Islands of Adventure with all those awesome coasters there? And they're carrying it
I
on.
love Universal
Yes, yeah.
Studios. Come on now.
I'm only. Hey, I didn't say that. I'm only saying what Chris said last week.
Islands is my
Well,
favourite park. Always has
Also
been.
many years ago, my friend.
You're right, it was, but look, context isn't something I'm going to pay attention to.
You do surprise me.
I will use whatever I need to in my argument.
Yes, I think we've realized that pretty quickly today. All right. Well, moving on, we have another Little Things with Seth.
Hi, this is Seth Kabursky, co-author of the Unofficial Guides. I'm here to spring into the first April 2021 edition of all the little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort. And we'll start out before we even get into the parking garage at the toll booths, where prime parking at Universal Orlando has increased to $50. It's still free for Premier Annual Pass members, but those with preferred passes will now have to pay over $20 to upgrade. In City Walk, the big news is that the Universal Studio Store that replaced Fresh Produce, Fossil, and several other retail locations is now open. When you go in, be sure to check out the reproductions of blueprints and engineering drawings from theme park attractions on the upper shelves around the perimeter of the store. Also, stop across the way to the newly renamed Universal Legacy Store, where they recently installed a Jaws mold-making machine where you can bring home your very own plastic Bruce, as well as personalization equipment that can emboss, engrave, or heat transfer your name onto many products offered in that shop. Right in between those two stores, you'll find the Coke Icon kiosk. I recently reported about that location getting a Coke Freestyle machine finally. It also seems that they've changed up their menu not too long ago. Donut burgers are out, but empanadas are in. And if you're still hungry after that, I checked in with the Menchie's in City Walk for the first time in a while and noticed that they are still not providing free samples. Hopefully free samples can return when self-service returns at that location, presumably when the pandemic is completely over. And if you've ever been tempted to purchase a fuel rod from the kiosk near Guest Services in City Walk, or one of the kiosks found around the Universal Orlando Resort, here's some news you might want to know. You can now buy 2 fuel rods on Amazon and have them shipped to you for the same price as buying one from a kiosk at the resort. Before we head inside Universal theme parks, we have to note that annual pass prices increased recently. Depending on which tier and whether you are a Florida resident, prices went up between $30 and $80.
Wow.
Hopefully you were able to lock in the discounted rate that they were offering earlier during Mardi Gras. Speaking of Mardi Gras, it's been extended again now through May 2nd. Hopefully by then, the spring break crowds will have completely dissipated. As I'm recording this, the parks have still been closing on a regular basis due to capacity between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. So if you are visiting during one of these peak times, be sure to either show up early or wait until late in the day. And finally, in Islands of Adventure, I noticed that the Spider-Man ride has removed the staffed photo capture desk in the attraction's exit gift shop and replaced it with an automated touchscreen kiosk. I wouldn't be surprised to see more of the photo locations go unstaffed in this way. All right, that's it for this time. I'm Seth Kabursky. You can find the new Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando 2021 at theunofficialguides.com. Until next time, I'm keeping an eye on all those little things at Universal Orlando for you.
You know, if we get lucky, maybe the weekender will be during Grinchmas and Mardi Gras.
I was just going to say, I'm waiting for Mardi Gras, the Christmas edition.
I'm just going to say, right, why don't Universal just at this point just have done with it? We'll start Horror Nights at the beginning of September and run it right through November. We'll start Christmas at the end of November and run it through February, and then just start Mardi Gras and run it through till September.
It's going to get that way. It's kind of ridiculous because real Mardi Gras is in February. So friends living down in like the New Orleans area are shocked that you can experience Mardi Gras in May at Universal.
Yeah, but in fairness, isn't Mardi Gras one day?
Yeah. It's funny because I have some friends that reached out to me that are going for the first time, and they were asking me all this, oh, what do we do? All this stuff. And I sent them episode we did recently covering the whole Universal Resort. And I was like, Mardi Gras, make sure to check it out. They're like, it stops April something, and we're not going to be there. We're going to be there at the end of April. I'm like, okay. And then I found out that it's extended. I let them know, and they're from New Orleans, so they were super excited. So I think any reason to eat, drink, and party is
acceptable.
Yeah, you can tell them it's going on in June and be like, awesome, let's do it. I'd go back.
I guess that's true.
Well, you have to look at Halloween, like haunts and stuff aren't necessarily like stuck to Halloween season anymore now. I don't know whether it's the same over in the US, but over here we have Valentine's ones and Christmas ones. And
I don't know about anybody else, but I don't only get scared one day of the year. I mean, I don't get scared.
You don't get scared at all.
No, but you know what I mean?
But what other holiday is skirted by 3 months?
Who cares?
Right? Like February, the beginning of February, and then we're going all the way to May. So like Halloween Horror Nights is September, maybe a few days of November.
The thing is, though, obviously they're doing it from a money point of view, but from a guest point of view, the longer an event goes on, the more chance you have to experience it.
That's as long as they're making money, I guess that's all that matters.
I suppose with having capped capacity as well at the moment, it's giving everybody a fair crack at getting and experiencing it.
Michelle,
yes.
Can you imagine if they stuck to what things were supposed to be, and Halloween Horror Nights was one night and one night only? Halloween.
No, that would suck. And I'm not saying it should only be one night. I just thought that 3 months later is a little bit pushing it.
No.
Whatever.
It's a bit of a stretch. I do agree. It is a bit of a stretch.
But again, if
everybody's
it's working, then fine, whatever.
Everybody just wants to get out of their house.
Yeah.
Last year destroyed everybody, so that's why Universal, I think they're playing along.
Last year doesn't count. We didn't age or anything.
Yeah, no, 100% agree.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not there, so it's irrelevant. They can do it till next year. I might actually get to see it again.
At this rate, you will, sir. It'll be Mardi Gras Halloween Miss.
I need to come up with an actual name for that one.
Mardyween.
Mardyween,
wow.
yes.
Mardyween?
Mus.
That's perfect.
Mardy Weenmus. Okay. You heard it here first.
Mardy Weenmus.
Oh, it sounds like a little angry.
It sounds terrible is what it actually does.
They could have a Mardi Gras themed house.
I mean, they've done Home for the Holidays before. They kind of done it, so...
Yeah, that would rock.
I mean,
Doesn't
Dead
it make
Waters was
I
kind
suppose,
of like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, but it wasn't like fully Mardi Gras themed, like voodoo, and that would be kind of cool.
But it does make me laugh because Mardi in these parts actually
It
means
like you're miserable.
grumpy and miserable and everything. You usually call people a Mardi ass.
So you're a Mardy Weenmus. We know what wiener is in America, don't we? Let's not go down that route.
It's a dog.
I can't. So, Lee, I can't believe you haven't begged me or Chris to get you a Jaws.
Right, you're missing
Thing from the Legacy
You
store.
are currently talking to the wrong person.
Oh, Tracy's more of a Jaws fan than you are?
I'm a huge
Michelle, I am
Jaws
very
fan.
disappointed in you.
I don't think Michelle's listened to the podcast.
Obviously not. I am disappointed that you don't know Tracy that well.
Sorry, I thought you both were.
No, Lee didn't like anything.
Jaws is Tracy's
I
favorite film
associate
of all
Tracy
time.
with
Marty.
everything Dr. Seuss and Grinch. So,
Oh, no,
sorry.
even that pales in comparison to Jaws.
Jaws is Tracy's favorite film of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have a Jaws tattoo?
Not yet.
She has, but she won't tell you where it is.
I can think of some fun places to put a Jaws tattoo.
On my ass.
And think, no, it's not where I was going actually, but it's just round the corner. Wow.
Oh, this... we better hear some birthdays real fast.
I think we should really. Yeah.
Oh, actually, just before we get into that, can we talk about prime parking being $50, by
Good
the way?
Lord.
Holy crap.
No, there's no parking spot that is worth $50 for me.
I would
ever.
want my car detailing before I came back
We have only ever done
and filling up.
prime parking once, and it was the last day for our 2013 trip because we needed to get away quickly to go to the airport. So that was
I don't even remember.
7 years ago. and it's
I mean, how
doubled.
lazy do you have to be?
It's
that
doubled
you would
in
pay
price.
$50
I know.
just to cut your walk down a little bit.
It is only a little bit as well.
Yeah.
The other thing I noticed, which is like one of the few things I do like about Prime, which I don't park there, but
Of course.
they will put you under shade.
We didn't.
And in the middle of August,
Is that what we're on the
when
roof?
your car is on the roof,
Yep.
it is a oven if you come back midday.
Yep, that's where we went
That's
when
where
we
we-
did Prime
yeah.
Park, and that's where we were up on the roof.
You did Prime on the roof?
Yeah. And that was the end of August.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was Prime parking up on the roof?
That's weird.
That's where we were.
Yeah. You got taken.
Just a bit.
By the way,
Birthdays.
Birthdays. Okay, right. We have a list. So we're going to start off with the lovely Becky Tyler's birthday on April the 17th. Happy birthday, Becky!
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Becky.
Happy birthday.
Becky. Aw.
And the following day, it's Matthew Lynch's birthday. Happy birthday, Matthew!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Matthew.
Happy birthday.
And then following that, the next day, they all seem to be following on from each other. On the 19th of April, it is Jacqueline Colpitt's birthday. Happy birthday, Jacqueline!
Happy
Happy
birthday.
Birthday,
birthday.
Jacqueline.
Of course, these two would be one day apart.
Yes, and I was
course.
going to say, double trouble. And Jodie Griswold follows the day after the 20th.
Aw.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Joni.
Happy birthday, Johnny.
Feliz cumpleaños, Johnny.
Then we have a day's rest. Just digest all that cake. And then we start again the 22nd with Aaron Rifkin's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Aaron.
And then we have birthday twins the 23rd of April. We have Betty Batkay's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Batkay.
And then finally we have the lovely Tyler Bowman's birthday as well. Happy birthday, Tyler!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Tyler.
birthday.
And not a birthday, but I just wanted to say for Tyler and Jessica, huge congratulations because they've just announced that they're expecting their first baby and I'm so happy for them. So
Yes, so exciting.
I hope you get a good
Huge
flavour.
congrats.
Congratulations.
All right,
And
Cliff.
No one even knows who that is.
Well, obviously I do. If you would like to have your birthday read out in such a wonderful fashion as we do, come along, join the Producers Club. It's not just birthdays. We have a great community. We have, what do? We have
Exclusive
lives and-
podcasts
and-
and lives
We
and
do a couple things.
Yeah,
giveaways,
just-
and there's
yeah,
currently
giveaways and-
we're currently doing, or Sam Naj is currently in there doing
Oh, yeah.
the
The daily
what do you
this
call
or
it?
that,
the
really, isn't
brackets.
it?
No, it's a brackets. It's the
Oh,
universal
right, so
brackets.
it's yeah.
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 They do 2 giveaways a year at least. You
Yeah.
get a piece of merchandise. We donate to Give Kids the World, which is probably
Yeah.
the biggest thing we do. The reason we're mentioning it is because apparently most of the Producers Club members said it was an absolute pain in the ass to find it.
I guess it's true. We really don't say how to do it very
No.
often, do we?
So if you want to find out what it's all about, drop us an email at uuopproducers@gmail.com. UUOP producers. I'm so used to saying the other email address. UUOPproducers@gmail.com. And Lee will tell you all about it and try and take your hard-earned cash.
I'll tell
And in
you.
all honesty, if you reach out to us or Lee
Yeah.
in any fashion, he will reply to you very promptly
Yeah.
and tell you how to do things. So use any of the multitude of ways to contact, and it's really easy and it's fun. We're not a cult, I promise.
No. She read my mind.
Ah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't put that past us, though.
No,
Not a
no,
cult.
shh, we don't tell them that until they're joined.
All right. They got to drink the Kool-Aid first, man.
That's the problem. I've been drinking too much Kool-Aid.
The Weekender, Chris brings very good Kool-Aid, just so
Yeah.
you know.
It evaporates.
I'm going to go that
Yes.
route again, are we?
Oh.
All right, we're going to take a quick break to hear from the marvelous, wonderful Mouse and Muggle Travel Company, our sponsors.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? Taken a ride through New York with Jimmy Fallon? Visited the Truffler Trees in Zeus Landing or hung out with a real-life Transformer? No? Then what are you waiting for? At Universal Orlando Resort, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than ones and portions, Disney destinations around the globe await your arrival. No matter the adventure, our sponsors have you covered. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse and Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs. Earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a U Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts vacations. Mouse and Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rate customized service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a non-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless, some might even say it's simply magical.
Welcome back, everybody. Right now, we're going to jump into a quick clip. We've got a Rate My Crêpe.
You can see how much we've only done one, and it still affected the way Michelle said, Rate My Crêpe.
What is up, Lee, Tracy, Michelle, and Chris? This is Xavier over at Universal Food Blog, and I am here for me to rate this crate, but I'm pretty sure you guys are going to give it some high ratings too. So today I have the cookies and cream. This cookies and cream has a Oreo mascarpone inside. It's kind of like a cream cheese filling that's inside of it. It has whipped cream. It has Oreo cookie crumble on top, and then chocolate drizzle as well. This is one of my 3 favorite crepes. One of those crepes being the holiday crepe, the other one being the lemon blueberry. But yeah, this crepe is absolutely delicious. It is a crepe to definitely come for. It is very, very busy. I waited about 30 minutes for this crepe. The wait times for most rides are pretty much 45 minutes on up to 2 hours today. So yeah, spring break is definitely full in advance. Rating this crepe from 1 to 10. This crepe is definitely going to be a 9. It's definitely a go-to crepe. Make sure it is on your list when you visit Central Park Crepes. Alright? Alright, see you guys.
All right. So we did get in touch with Xavier. He rated it out of 10, which of course the rules are supposed to be out of 5. So Lee got in touch with him, and Xavier is giving it a 4.5 out of 5, which is pretty dang high.
Yeah.
Feeling as snacky as I am right now, at least he rated it out of a number, Gillian.
Yes.
Done.
Not supposed to mention any names, Lee.
Bitter much? Sorry,
Gillian.
Gillian.
Lord.
Did you
I don't know.
hear?
I'm
She
an
said,
Oreo
"Suck
fan.
it."
That one sounds really dang good.
Gillian literally said to me on the last one, I don't care that we're not doing seasonal ones. Suck it, Lee. So I'm allowed to say that to her.
I love Gillian.
That's true.
I just want to try any of them at this point.
Yeah.
Yep. And if anybody else wants to rate their crepe, just record us a message with a rating from 1 to 5, 5 being the best. Any and all of the crepes you have tried. It doesn't just have to be one. If you've tried 5 all at once, rate them all.
Out
We're
of 5.
good with that.
Not in a ranking. Gillian Dunn.
No, don't rank them. Rate them each individually, 1 out of 5. Again, any of the crepes you've tried from Central Park Crepes, and send them to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. All right, Chris, you're up. This is the most exciting thing to talk about.
This is. So Universal Orlando, to my absolute pleasure. I don't know if I say that, but it really is pleasurable. Have also announced, alongside the Velocicoaster, that Sapphire Falls will be welcoming guests back beginning Tuesday, May 18th. And I could not be more excited.
That is awesome. Now, do we know if they're opening everything? So
I can make a comment on that.
Of course, because Chris has already been in touch.
We had to find out if my favorite restaurant / bar on property, Strongwater Tavern, was open. Guest services, as of now, says they don't know. They think it's going to be, but they're basically up in the air about that right now. And then I spoke to somebody who used to work there and asking them, and they said they don't know for sure, but they are calling people back and getting people kind of lined up. So
Well, that's good news.
It's leaning towards more yes than no. And so I was like, I'm going to book anyways. And they're going to let me know when he finds out. And we'll go from there. But hopefully they open up strong water because I can literally sit there all day now.
I can't imagine that they wouldn't. Because there aren't, I mean, Sapphire doesn't have a whole lot of other options.
Yeah, they got the Ametista restaurant downstairs, strong water, and that's really it. And they have like a little quick like service pickup, sandwiches, that kind of thing.
Well, they got the pool bar too.
Yeah, but I was talking to Alexa about this the other day. Didn't they close strong water during like the pandemic, but left the hotel open for a time period? Or was it completely shut down, like hotel?
I don't remember. They've had so many back and forths with everything throughout this. I don't remember.
Yeah. I feel, the way things are now and the way things have been opening up, I don't see it being a limitation to opening up. It'd just be a matter of getting that staff back together, which I do know they have been somewhat dispersed and relocated to other areas of the resort.
Oh, okay.
But again, as far as I have heard, they are trying to wrangle everybody back together. So fingers crossed.
Honestly, if they were going to leave something closed, I would think it'd be Ametista.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of hidden out of the way, where Strongwater's right there in the lobby and it's pretty bustling all the time. Ametista, every time I've been there, hasn't been as busy. So I would think Strongwater would be their bigger moneymaker.
Is Bayliner open at Cabana Bay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, there's no reason why they shouldn't.
Again, I think it's more of getting the right staff together. Because Bayliner, it's a quick serve kind of thing, right? You just go up, grab your pizzas, things like that. You just get your line chefs. Over there at Strongwater, it's a little bit more involved because the menu's not just like, oh, let me just get pizza or let me just get a rum and Coke. It's kind of intricate items there. So like the staff kind of needs to know what they're doing, what they're talking about. At least that's how they've always been in the past. So I think it's a little bit more difficult getting kind of like that staff together than it would be like Bayliner.
But then it'd be more likely to open it because it is that type of stuff. Then you're not going to get the footfall that somewhere like Bayliner will get, which is obviously what you've got to be looking at is the amount of people in there. If they can open Bayliner, then they can open Strongwater.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think of Royal Pacific. So is the Orchid Lounge open now over at Royal Pacific?
Who's the travel
agent?
agent?
I think that was bookable for the sushi restaurant.
Oh, it bloody would be.
Yeah. Portofino has some restaurants closed, although I know they just recently opened back up Mamadella's. But Portofino has a lot of dining options.
Yes.
They've got like 3 or 4 actual like sit down table service restaurants. So they could do with having a few of those closed. Whereas Sapphire, they've only got the 2. They've only got Strongwater and Ametista. So let's hope. Fingers crossed.
Oh yeah. I got toes, fingers, everything's crossed.
Stopping
Eyes.
graying out.
Crazies.
It's
All
good.
right, and then
just going off the back of that, obviously it is good that we're starting to see things open back up, that the resort is getting back to somewhere near normal. And even though it's going to pain me to say it, it is making things look more and more likely that Halloween Horror Nights may end up being a full event this year.
I know.
I think that's pretty safe to say. Sorry, guys. Oh, speaking of things opening, also within the past couple of weeks, as Seth told us, we've seen 2 new stores open at City Walk. One new one and one re-themed. The new Universal Studios store that replaced Pick, Fossil, Island Clothing Company, and Fresh Produce opened on April 1st. And then just a few days earlier, the old Universal Studios store located near Margaritaville was converted into the Universal Legacy store.
Which looks awesome.
Yeah. So that's kind of awesome to have 2 Universal themed stores right there kind of down the corridor.
I just hope that they put more So with calling it the Legacy Store, I want to see more old school merch. Like
It has to be.
stuff that you can't get elsewhere. Like I know they've got Back to the Future stuff, but I want to see real old school. I want to see more Islands of Adventure merch, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Old school
Maybe
Islands of Adventure
Yeah.
stuff. Just something with the Islands of Adventure logo on it, because there's very
There is.
limited
And there was
merchandise.
some really good stuff as well.
They should put out like those old vintage dueling dragon shirts that would glow in the dark.
Yep.
Well,
Like
that'd
old
be cool.
attraction mugs.
Yeah.
Just anything
Oh.
proper old school.
We'd all eat it up.
do you think they're going to start bringing more of the prop shop stuff to this store
I hope not.
for sale?
Because that doesn't make sense to me. Because that then takes away from what the prop shop
Yeah.
is. And there's enough of homogenized merchandise locations around theme parks as it is, without then taking something that is incredibly unique to any theme park in Central Florida and kind of branching it out.
I have never seen a lot of people in the prop shop where it is currently. Like people like us who know it's there and make a point to go in there do. But as far as seeing just like random families stop by and go in there, I don't really see a whole lot of crowds in there. Whereas I think that if it were somewhere, if that merchandise were mixed along other like normal merchandise in a store like this, it might get a little bit more love. I don't know. Who knows?
The average person going into that store on City Walk know what they were looking at in the first place? Are they going to be bothered about that type of stuff? Probably not.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, it's more like Universal nerds that
Like-
want to go to the prop shop.
Like us. And buy
Yeah.
oranges, plastic oranges and stuff.
But again, I've said it before. There's been many times I haven't bought something because I don't feel like carrying it around in that from that prop store. Whereas if it were in City Walk and I could grab it on my way back to the hotel, I would. But who knows?
Yeah, we need.
I guess I
friends
could always
to
send
go-
it back to the front of the park and pick it up, but that's a pain in the butt.
Yeah. What?
Michelle is like the laziest person I know, I think.
No, she's sensible.
It's like she won't walk anywhere. I'm not carrying anything. What the hell? Michelle,
Is it lazy or am I just spoiled? I don't know.
I mean, in her defense, she's on vacation, so
Right. I leave my walking for a purpose, like from ride A to ride B. I don't want to be exhausted walking from Cabana Bay by the time before I even get in the park.
I'm not talking about walking from Cabana Bay, but like the walk from Royal Pacific is lovely. Like hell no, water taxi, thank you very much. We're not actually talking about the new store, the actual big deal that's opened at this point.
It's a Universal store. I'm more interested
That
in the Legacy
everybody's
store.
known that it's been opening for like forever, and then like a week before it opened, they went, oh, by the way, it's going to be a new Universal store.
Oh, shock horror. Look at us all surprised.
I know, right? I mean, it's not big news to me either. Not just because we've all kind of known it, but because there's so many Universal stores
It's just a store, isn't
on
it?
Universal property. Like it's going to be the same stuff that you can get at the front
It
of the
is.
park.
And the interesting thing for me, Tracy, we and I talked about this when we were watching, I can't remember whose vlog we were watching. It might have been Tim Tracker, actually. For me, now, there's no need for that huge Universal store at the front of Universal Studios. It serves no purpose now because for using your argument, Michelle, you don't need that there because you just walk out on the City Walk and get it. So you're carrying it even less far.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder how big that building actually is, or whether they could put something in there. A ride.
Well, it's the same as putting candy bars at the checkout.
Yeah, but you're going to walk past that huge store going out. You don't need it there when you could potentially
Except for
put
water
something
taxi
else
people.
in there.
Yeah, and when you've got kids,
all the 1%ers going out there.
Exactly.
and then you've got the whiny kids and the parents that are just like, you know what, I'm on holiday, I'm not putting up
Look,
with buy whatever you
talking
like.
about taking out something that doesn't really serve a huge purpose and putting something more worthwhile in there.
Although I agree that I would much rather have another attraction in that place. I think from a marketing perspective, they absolutely will not take that out because it's what every theme park does. Every single theme park from Six Flags to Universal has a store right at the exit of the park for people like us who are walking out, especially families when we're like, save your money until the end of the day and think about it and la la la. And all the kids want to rush into the stores and the parents want to rush into the stores and grab their stuff before they head out. It's just like at Disney, all
right,
of
so I knew you were going to bring that up.
main street shops,
But you
people
can't
walk through those on their way out.
You can't compare them though the same. Now, if Disney Springs, if you exited Magic Kingdom into Disney Springs, then I would say that argument holds water. But you're walking out
true.
into a shopping district, which makes it a very different proposition because you're already walking into a shopping area. So I think you're right. I don't think they will. But I think it would be interesting if they looked at it as a potential location for something else. Look at the footprint of the Today Cafe. It's probably about the same size. Let's have something else.
Would they
in
take
there.
it out of both studios and
way small.
IOA?
No, because I think most of the stuff in the IOA store is very island specific, where I think you'll find the island stuff that tends to be in the new Universal store is more Harry Potter.
I totally disagree. I think they're exactly the same merchandise. Except for that little bit on the outside, like once you're walking through Islands of Adventure, at the end of the store, there's like that funky port of entry kind of clothing stuff, but that's not inside the store. Inside the store is all the same stuff you have over at Studios. Chris, you've gone a lot. What do you think?
I don't go into that store that often, aside from just going to buy a cookie on my way out because I'm a fatty.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, it's similar merch. I get it. That store doesn't need to be there, but I mean, the chances of them replacing that for a ride are slim to none in my books.
Not even necessarily a ride, just something different, something less boring than a store.
It would be really awkward not to have a gift shop on the way out of a park.
It would be.
Even though there's one over there in City Walk.
Then let's book the trend. Let's let Universal do what everyone else isn't doing.
And
and be different. Dare to be different.
I bet most people will go into both stores.
I wouldn't.
And probably buy something from both stores. You
Well,
will.
honestly, Chris and I do.
Yep.
I can't convince my child that it's going to be the same stuff in this store as the one that's in City Walk. She's so afraid that we're going to leave the park and she's not going to get what she was wanting to get all day long. So she has to get it then. And then we get to City Walk and she's like, can we go in this one too? Inevitably every time.
No.
You're such a mean parent.
Yeah.
It's her money. She doesn't spend my money. So anyway, I think it's a good concept. I don't think they'll do it.
Yeah. As far as the store goes, it's a store, isn't it? It's not that exciting. Really.
I mean, it is for, like, I guess, new first-timers going there, grabbing all your merch.
Mm-hmm.
For people like us that go there all the time, it's...
Yeah.
Unless there's like just some new item you want to grab. It's not really, I don't really find myself inside of gift shops over there. Like at least the giant gift shops like that. I'll sometimes hit up just like the individual ones for an area or a ride, but even then, much less.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the same.
Oh, I'm in them quite often. I love them. Even if I don't buy anything, I like just walking around and seeing what new stuff is there. Who am I kidding? I buy stuff.
You should just convert it into a year-round Halloween Horror Nights tribute store.
Tribute store is a different animal altogether.
No, I mean just turn that one at the front of Universal Studios Florida into a year-round Halloween Horror Nights tribute store.
I mean, I'd be for it, but I don't think a lot of people would be.
Oh, well.
Huh. All right. Well, you know what, Lee? If it happens, then we can say it was your idea. All right. Well, that'll about do it, guys. We will end this episode, as we always do, with another listener-submitted Universal Is, and this one comes from Benny Batke. All you have to do, if you want to be involved, is drop us an email to podcast@uuopodcast.com or send us messages via Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever manner you want to do so. What you think Universal is in 3 words or less. And Benny says Universal is my second home. See you later, guys.
Guess that wraps things up for another Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. You guys did all right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Listen and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are found. You can find our blog at uuopodcast.com. Send us your spews, which Lou gets your poo recordings, questions, or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, and our awesome sponsors, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. So, until next time, don't give up your day job. Say cheese. See you later.